constant engagement of the senses in the Lord's service, that's what creates success. Because material things you'll get, they will go away. That's just the way it works. The material world, the variety here changes, and it's temporary. It gives no lasting effect. In the spiritual world, there's variety, there's adjustments, but it doesn't give a temporary effect. It gives an eternal effect. The experience gained from some spiritual interaction with Krishna and situations and all those last you. They don't go away. But in the material world, they go away. Why? Because they're connected with the body. And the body is going away, so why won't they go away? So it has to be appreciated that everything here, being temporary, is not going to give any satisfaction. So Maharaj Ambarish, and here, why this is taken so much as a, these particular verses, and the example of Ambarish Maharaj. Because if somebody says, oh no, you don't require all these things and that, it's kind of like, well, what do you know? You don't have, why are you saying? Okay, then you're just saying that because of sour grapes, right? You don't have money, so you're saying, no, money's not important, or someone else doesn't have, material facilities. Oh, no, material facilities aren't important, right? Because we have that tendency, is whatever we're attached to, then we'll try to find a fault in what someone else does, right? It's called ad hominem. Is that it's one of the, natural recourses, is to find fault in what the other person says or does. And because of that, then their position or authority is lessened, so therefore you don't have to consider what's being said. Right? So, Maharaj Ambarish, right? Emperor of the world, literally. Right? Even on the minimal view of it, 7 islands. That means all the continents. Right? He's the Lord of those. And it doesn't mean he's called himself that, He actually is. He travels, he goes, he sees. They actually respect him, because we never hear that he has enemies and this and that. So it's an unrivaled kingdom. So how much the material life for a human being can offer in facilities and engagement, he has. So when he says this is not of any value and only the value of serving Krishna is there, then we can take it as authoritative. Here is somebody who is in that position, he's telling you. Now you can say, it's okay, but I have to do it myself. Great. Are you going to get to this level? Right? So therefore, then whatever level we'll get to, even if it's great, it's not going to be to this level. And so the experience, his experience of engaging the senses, facilities, position, honor, distinction, all these things is unlimitedly greater than anything we could obtain. And he's found there's no advantage here. So he uses everything he has, he uses all that wealth and all in the Lord's service. So the principle of whatever you have, use that for Krishna. That's what we learn. Not become emperor of the world and then become renounced. No. Right? It's that there's no value in anything except Krishna consciousness, except the association of devotees. Nothing else will give you any lasting benefit. You can get some, you work very hard, then there's that moment, and then it's gone. Look at it. You're going to work very hard for whatever, the bigger the thing, the longer you work. Then there's going to be that moment when you get it. And then that moment's gone. Right? Does that make sense? So babies are more intelligent. Their moment is, then they put it in their mouth. Right? So it's like between when they desire it and they get it, there's about, half a second. Right? Unless you're a little quicker than them so they don't, grab your beads or something. But otherwise they get. And then from that, then they look at something else and then that's there. So actually when it comes to being materially successful and enjoying the senses and all that, babies are way ahead of everybody. Right? So that's the thing, because they're not going to go for something that's going to take them, 10 years, 20 years. These big guys, they got these 20-year plans. But a moment is still 1/11th of a second, whether it's now or after 20 years. That doesn't change. It's just that you've built it up so much, so therefore it seems so great. But in actuality, it's 1/11th of a second of happiness. Does that make sense? That's the whole thing. Because even you get that, now there's a problem. There's always be a problem. That's the way the world works. So if that's appreciated, then we don't have to focus on this negative side. We focus on the positive side of seeing everything in relation to Krishna, engaging everything in relationship to Krishna, trying to always be absorbed in Krishna, always associate properly, perform our activities properly. Right? And with that focus, that's very inspiring. Because other focuses will always give anxiety. You know, what's your plan in life? That's always going to give you anxiety. But if your plan is to become Krishna conscious, you're absorbing yourself in Krishna consciousness, of course, using your intelligence of avoiding obstacles, then that's going to actually give happiness. Nothing else is actually going to give happiness.